Ding dong.
Well, I don't know whether I'll be ready soon or not, John.
Well, you better be ready, Mayor. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Here I am.
Here we are.
Ready or not.
And we're in the 2-minute warm-up.
Okay.
But we don't need the warm-up today.
It's still a little chilly, but
it's
not
nice
bad.
up here.
Yeah. So here we are, John.
Okay, let's find
in the 2-minute warm-up, but it's not as cold as the basement. The basement was the coldest, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, here we are.
And then the kitchen was a little bit cold.
Yeah, I don't feel that chilly in this room.
Don't you?
No.
Maybe the other room is up here. Well, here we are.
Okay.
Are we ready, John?
Yeah,
we're in the 2-minute warm-up. Warming up.
Hi, Candy.
Here.
Good to see you. She says she's eating supper with you.
Oh, boy, what are you having? I hope something good.
Hi, Krista. Good to see you.
Do you have enough to share?
Hi,
enough
Lisa.
to go
Good to
around
see
for
you.
everybody?
Thanks, Krista.
Isn't that what the teachers used to say? Do you have enough for everybody?
Everybody. Hi, Judy. Good to see you. Spaghetti, fresh garlic bread, and salad. Yum.
Oh, boy, I haven't had spaghetti for so long.
We had the noodles.
Yeah, those were delicious.
Yeah.
John said it was definitely worth cleaning up the mess, that the noodles were worth it. Right, John?
Delicious. We finished them off. None left.
Yeah, I ate like a small portion and John ate everything else, but they were really delicious.
Yes, Judy, you did. Good to see you.
I buttered them a little bit.
Judy
and, what?
Judy says hello.
Hi, Judy. I hope you have heat and everything's going well.
Well, hey, it's 8 o'clock.
Oh, 2-minute warm-up is over. Okay.
That went fast.
Yeah, I have my coat here, John.
Aha.
But this is Marilyn and John with Done By Me. This is Marilyn and John with Done By Me, coming to you live from Magnolia Hall on the Delaware. Did that sound enthusiastic?
Without a doubt.
Or one more time, coming to you live on Magnolia Hall from the Delaware. Something like that.
And where are we today?
Today, you'll never believe, I'm still up here working and sorting. Can you believe it? But we're now on the fourth, this is the fourth floor?
I don't know, Mayor.
I think this is called the fourth floor. This house doesn't have like...
We're under the roof.
We're under the roof.
Roof. Judy says they have heat, but now the car's acting up.
Oh, geez. Our car was acting up, too.
Hey,
we're down.
Carol Ruth, good to see you. She says, howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
And she sprinkled.
Thank you, Carol. You're the caboose today.
Oh, boy.
And we got the earlier time.
Oh, boy.
But I think we consider this the fourth floor. It's from the basement. The basement, you have to go outside.
Candy says, fake it till you make it, but you do sound genuine.
I have like some fuzz in my mouth. You ever have that? But, yeah, I think
Hi, Darla. Good to see you.
I've been up and down these steps so many times. And if you look behind me, it doesn't look good still. But I'm telling you, there's light now at the end of the tunnel. That piece of furniture that John was working on, you saw it was really, it needed help. And we wanted like a different look for it, and he's got it all together. The bottom's up here.
Cal Ruth says, you give us such an energetic and enthusiastic intro, I feel like I won't be able to hold a candle to you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Martha, good to see you. Well, hey, everybody, before we get further along, hi, Carla, good to see you. Welcome to the Stand Tall Crafting Group. And thanks again, Krista, for inviting us along, and it's always a pleasure and honor to participate. We love being here, and thanks everybody for coming along and enjoying the ride with Marilyn. And we hope you're having a good day, and we hope you had a chance to watch the other crafters. Remember to join the page. It's a free group. And I think that's it.
Yeah, I saw all the crafters today. I was able to watch them while I was working. A lot of times I don't make comments or read comments because I'm sorting and organizing. And again, if you saw it up here, you would say it's scary, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And
I know, they're good to see you.
I know that John has that piece of furniture all scraped down and a finish put on it. It looks we like the way it looks. It's not everybody's taste. We will show you when we get a little further. He has the bottom piece he brought up, but the doors, he has to get hinges for the doors. One set of hinges works, but the other side doesn't, so he's going to see if he can get them. He'll go to his favorite hardware store and hope nobody tries to give him money up front. And he ordered a piece of wood, thin, very thin plywood, so he can cut a bottom to it. The bottom was all
warped and peeling.
Warped and peeling. That sounds like me. That sounds like me, warped and peeling.
Candy said it was raining, and now it's super foggy in her part of Iowa, but they made it to 50 degrees.
Wow, I think we're getting the rain tomorrow.
Hi, Ada. Good to see you.
So he has the 2 doors to put back on, if he can get the right hinges. And the base he'll cut. He saved the old one to use for a pattern. The top's finished.
Wow, Cal Ruth said got to 73 degrees today.
Wow, where do you live, Carol Ruth? I forget where she lives.
Hey, Bernice, good to see you. Thanks for sprinkling.
But it looks, we like the way it looks. Like I said, it's not everybody's taste. We'll show you.
Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you.
I put a couple things in there. It still needs work. So far, we've only spent $20 for that one dresser.
Hey, Michelle. Good to see you.
That we had to get up here.
Say, hey, neighbor to be.
Yeah, neighbor to be. And we ordered yesterday.
Candy says seems like she sent her weather to us. I think that's the way it works, Candy.
Yeah. So I've been trying to find something. We have a space, you'll see, to put things in. It can't be too high because the wall there, from the floor to the ceiling, the wall is only, 31 or 32 inches. It's not like really tall on that side of the room. I told you I can only walk down one side of the room. So we ended up...
Carol Ruth says she's in central Alabama, 16 miles outside of Birmingham.
Oh boy, I thought that would be warm.
Hey Carol, good to see you.
But anyway, hi Carol.
Nelda says she can't wait to see it.
But we...
Hi Lolly Cramps Design and More, Ollie's, Matthews, Tennessee.
We, Tennessee, wow.
Tennessee.
Tennesse, however.
That's right, S-S-E-E.
I was looking on Marketplace,
hey,
asked people, some...
Bugs, Gnomes, and Crafts.
Hi Tammy, I loved your finish on your project.
Hope you're okay.
I want to try that. Who was that?
Allegra Long. She lives in
hi.
California. Yeah,
hi Allegra. But,
thanks for the hearts.
You know, I was looking, somebody was way too far, and we just have a smaller car now, and, like, it would hang out, and Sean would have to bungee, you know, and we were trying to figure out, well, as a last resort, I went on Amazon, and I ordered stuff. Well, I looked, and I said, you know what, it's not that much more to get something new, and it would be exactly what I wanted, what I think I want. But anyway, then I looked and it said if you order within the next hour and 26 minutes or something, it would be there by the next day. So I'm like, John, quick, look. And he said, oh, that's not a bad price. So we ordered stuff last night and it came today. Like the miracle of Amazon. So he has to assemble it. It's those cube-like things. So he has to assemble them and hopefully we'll store things in there. And what we can't store... we'll just have to figure out what's going to happen to it because we're not moving to someplace bigger down the road. Are we, John? John, for a while, he couldn't build a nest any place. Every place where we were, he thought he wanted to be there, and then he didn't. So that's kind of how we got in such chaos. But it looks like it will come together. It's just
hey, Linda Farmer, good to see you.
A long, slow process.
Linda Farmer.
Hi, Linda. So anyway, you could see the bookshelves. I had a young woman that helped me when we first moved, and she came every day for a few hours. And she and I did all the farming and all the stuff around the house, and she helped me move. I moved almost all the stuff myself. We just had movers move a few of the really big pieces of furniture. So she and I did a lot of the work. and we brought the fabric over. I had the cubicle behind. I had about 6 of them full of those pieces. Somehow I'm down to only 3. I should have kept more, but I only kept 3 of them, and is that what I have, John?
I know.
No,
Good to see you.
I'm sorry, I only have 2.
Happy Thursday night to you.
I had a really big, the last house I had a really big area. So anyway, I put the fabric in boxes, like those
Thanks, Nora.
papers that your computers are in, computer papers in. Each cubicle was in one box. So anyway, we got that, and we got it into the shelves. And so there's still more that'll go into the shelves, and some I'm going to have to get rid of that doesn't fit. And I probably won't be using a lot of decorator fabric ever again. It's the hard part of getting older, is realizing, you don't have a lot of life ahead of you. And if you can't do it now, you're never going to be able to do it. So anyway, one of the things I found in my travels of going through stuff was a red wool coat. Now, I told you there's vendors like at the flea market and stuff's only $1. And I bought this quite a while ago, and I forget what I was going to do with it. But it was made in Italy. It was made in Italy. It's an Evan Picone coat, 100% wool lined. It was in nice condition, but not a style coat that people would wear anymore. So this one fella, he gets paid to do buyouts. When, somebody passes and they want to put the family wants the house on the market, they're like, we don't want anything. Well, this guy goes, they pay him to take all the worldly possessions out of the house. And he just throws them in this big truck. He takes them to the flea market, and then he throws everything out on the table. And he just wants to sell the stuff. He doesn't want to take stuff home. He'd have to pay to dispose of it. So the things are very reasonable. And he had a pile of clothes at the time, and all the clothes were $1. And so I got this beautiful red wool coat.
Well, sorry to hear that, Allegra, but thank God they're safe and with you. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you.
So today I was going to make food for the
Candy
Chinese.
loves that lining.
The Chinese New Year. Oh, you like the lining? Yeah, isn't it? The whole coat was beautiful.
Carol Ruth says, I just had to think if I had a craft planned. I do, but I promised I was about to panic until I remembered that I do.
Yeah, I was going to make food for Chinese New Year, and then I was up here.
Her daughter has a little red coat from her childhood.
Oh boy, now that I wouldn't cut. That is something to treasure. It's like a little Red Riding Hood coat. That is adorable. So anyway, this coat, so I wasn't sure. It wasn't a coat. I don't need another coat. I have so many coats. It probably wouldn't have even fit me. I'm so tall. But anyway, that doesn't always stop me if it fits or doesn't fit. I remember I wore a sweater maybe 2 years ago, and everybody's like, what size is that sweater? I'm like, it's hand knit. I know it's too small, but it was so beautiful I had to wear it. So anyway, I took this wool coat, and I thought, I could felt it, but this was now like after lunch today. So what I did, normally you could boil it. If you ever heard of boiled wool, like years ago, they're really popular. Boiled wool sweaters or like little jacket kind of things. They're very popular. But I could have boiled it. I could have broken it all down and boiled it. But I thought, you know what, it's such nice thick wool. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw it in the washing machine. So we washed it on really hot water. And I mean, the wool, it came up beautiful. It gets soiled, and even when they dry clean it, it never comes out the same as throwing it in the washer. And there used to be washable wool, but you don't see that too much anymore. And I don't think people even really enjoy wool anymore because you have to dry clean it or hand wash it or whatever. My mom used to wash her sweaters and woolite and all with cold water. But anyway, I was going to go with the technique of felting. Now, remember, there's felt, which is like little bits of particles. I guess it's pressed together to make a sheet of felt. Then there's felting, which we did with the heart. I didn't bring, oh yeah, I did this one little heart. But we did felting, which you take the roving and the needles and you poke it and you felt it all together. So basically you're knotting it. Now, when you're finished that, you put it in really hot water with a little detergent, you rub it, and then you really felt it. Well, you can felt the fabric. You can put it in boiling water, and hot water really helps felt. But I just threw this in the washer, and we put it on, what, heavy?
Yep,
heavy duty cycle, and I washed it. And I'll tell you, it only shrunk a small amount. Probably you could have still worn it that way. But it gives it a little bit, I don't know whether you can tell, it has a little bit different texture to it. Not a lot. Now, probably I may go back and boil some of this and make it like boiled wool and felt it more. But washing it in the hot water, if I hung it up, it probably still would have been wearable. I'm not sure. But I put it in the dryer and dried it the maximum. And you could see it buckled a little bit. And that's not the wool that buckled. This coat was really nicely made because years ago I taught tailoring when I taught sewing. And it's got all this, now I can't even think of it, all this extra stuff in here. The hem was double hemmed and like actually it looks like it was hand hemmed. I mean, it was really a nicely made coat. It had to be from a while ago. So anyway, I started breaking it down because I wasn't sure how long it would take me to get the hem out. But I was very impressed with how these coats are made.
Michelle says she has a black wool pea coat and she loves it, so warm.
Yeah, I told you, I have to show you too. When we do a tour in here, it's going to take a lot of tours because I have the pattern, Christian Dior pattern from the jacket I made, my first jacket that I made jackets before, but not true tailoring. And in college I had a tailoring course and then I taught tailoring. So I made quite a few coats for myself. But I still have the patterns. So anyways.
Candy says interfacing or stabilizer?
Yeah, I forget what it's called in the coat. But anyway, I'm going to take this apart. So now I have all this wool, just tons of wool. So I have a couple projects that I want to do with it. But I thought we'll start with one today. And then one I may start on my own and then just finish it. I have a lot of little projects. We ordered a few things. I did some research. And we ordered some correct supplies for some of the things I want to do.
Hi, Linda G. Good to see you.
So anyway, I'm just taking this apart, snipping it. And I don't know, I'm just crazy like that I'm taking apart on the seams. But you can see the thread in here. But it feels different. It feels a little bit felted. And like I said, I could felt it a little bit more.
Catherine says it's a beautiful red.
Yeah, isn't it really cute? My aunt used to break down her sister's clothing and make my cousin the most adorable little clothes, little coats and dresses and all, everything she recycled. And I did that for some things, but not as proficient as my aunt did.
Jennifer says, Marilyn, you never cease to amaze me with your knowledge.
Ah.
Me too, Jennifer. Candy says, I love to pick apart really well-made garments. It's amazing, especially how much has been done by hand. Hi, Cindy's Creations. Good to see you.
So,
Hi, Donna.
I just made a heart earlier. Oh, and one of the things I have to show you, I don't know whether this will work or not, but you know, dryer lint, there's all this lint came out of the wool. And I'm like, I wonder if I could felt with that dryer lint, because it's wool. So I don't know, so I saved that. You know, John laughs, I save everything. Something we were doing, and it's like, that's really good cardboard. That's really good dryer lint, in case you need to know that.
Linda G says, love the garnet red material.
Yeah, so I'm thinking all this stuff I could make out of this, and I could make myself something. Now, I told you I've done a million things in my lifetime, and I definitely marched to my own drummer. And one of the things, I wanted to be a designer at some point, and in Philadelphia, oh, if you're old enough,
Cindy says, I'm sure you can, Marilyn.
does everybody know where the hippies meet? Where do all the hippies meet? Who knows where do all the hippies meet? John, you can't answer.
I already had an answer pop into my head. Thanks for the hearts, everybody.
Do you guys know where do all the hippies meet? I can't sing it. Because you're not allowed to,
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. I don't have the rights to that song.
Carol Sweeney says she has no clue.
You don't know where all the hippies meet? Where do all the
Carla
hippies
says
meet?
Woodstock.
No.
I know, it was a joke.
No song says, where do all the hippies meet? Woodstock. Woodstock, that's
what
like...
Krista says.
What, Woodstock?
Yeah, they're joking.
Nobody's old enough to remember that song?
I don't
boy,
know.
this
We're
wool
gonna
is
have
so
to wait
nice.
And see. Allegra says Scarborough Fair.
That's a good one, but
Carol says, I know where they used to in Oregon.
this is in Philadelphia.
Jennifer says she cheated and Googled it. Okay, then what did it say? Hey, Fredna, good to see you.
Let's wait for the answer.
Well, see what Jennifer says. Carla says, on the cover of the Rolling Stones. I remember that song.
Who sang Where Do All the Hippies Meet?
I don't know. Jennifer, tell us if you Googled it.
And who sang that song? Because I can't tell my story until I get the answer.
That was a good song on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Nobody knows?
I know Jennifer said she knows, but she's not saying.
Come on. Somebody's got to Google it, and I'm humming it in my brain.
Allegra Long says, did Donovan sing it?
I don't know.
I'm thinking no.
I don't know who sang it.
What's the question, Fredna says? Where do all the hippies meet? That's a line in a song.
A line in a song. Okay, so I cut two of these out. Boy, it feels so nice, I'll tell you that.
Looks
Feel
nice.
it, John. Feel this fabric. It's so soft.
Very nice. Carol Sweeney says South Street.
Bing, 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 bing. Where do all the
Jennifer
hippies
says
meet?
South Street. Yep.
South Street. So, that's in Philadelphia. Where did I put my foot? Okay. It's a neat street, and they had Theater of the Living Arts. So anyway, all the people would hang out there, and they had like what they used to call head shops back in the day. You know, they sell all the hippie kind of things.
No, Nora.
And just taking embroidery floss here.
Getting hearts.
Oh, thanks for the hearts, guys. And we will, did you already thank for being in the thing today and doing your announcement? I feel like we forgot it. Okay.
Jennifer says it was the Orlons that sang it.
Orlons? That's like a sweater.
Orlons.
That's like an Orlon sweater.
Right, Fredna. Correct. I can hear the song in my head.
Yeah, so anyway, I'll see if I can thread this.
Carol says she remembers head shops. LOL.
Yeah, and they sold like incense and...
Hi, Laura. Good to see you.
That's like that song. Now that song what's the song that says incense?
Incense and peppermint?
Yeah.
That's another song. Who knows that answer? Incense and peppermint. That's a psychedelic song from the 60s.
So was the South Street one, wasn't it?
I don't know when that one was. I'm not sure the year that one.
Well, anyway, there was like the Theater of the Living Arts, where they would have performers come and things, and like all the headshots. And back then there would be a coffee shop before coffee shops were trendy like Starbucks. But anyway, that's where all the hippies would meet. South Street. I reduced this to 4 strands. I have extra shaky hand today. Okay, and I got all 4 strands in there.
Betty says she never participated in or with that generation. It wasn't her thing.
Well, I had graduated from college, and
Darla says paraphernalia.
yeah, paraphernalia.
Cindy says San Francisco.
So, I went to South Street. I was working at the time as a buyer for a department store. Now I'm using this off-white embroidery floss, DMC, and I have, I think, 4 strands. Let me see. It's 6 strands floss. And I think
oh, wow.
I have
Jennifer.
3 strands.
It was 1963 for that song.
Where the hippies meet.
1963.
So anyway,
That makes sense. It would be before the
Woodstock.
British invasion.
Oh, was it?
1963.
Okay.
The British invasion was 64.
So,
Krista says, I'm lost. I must be too young, LOL.
yeah, you are way too young. Ask your grandmother. She'll tell you about it.
Candy says, cleaning up supper mess, so I was waiting for answers.
Yeah, so anyways, I went to, I was out working. I was living on my own in an apartment. Previously to that, I was allowed to go to Philadelphia when other kids weren't. That was the story about Vince and Al, too. That was a funny story. But I'll tell you, remind me later, another time, to tell you the Vince and Al story. So anyway, I went to Philadelphia on my own. My parents would let me go to Philadelphia, but they wouldn't have been happy about me going to South Street, even though I was like 21 or something at the time, and out working and living in an apartment. I'm using the blanket stitch on this, and I have three strands of floss. And I'm doing it in the white. Just doing a blanket stitch. I don't know, I just feel funny about gluing something, particularly something as purest as wool. And you know, I hate to, just what I consider destroying things, taking something good and cutting it up or whatever. But this coat, I deem it was, nobody would probably wear it the way it was, and it would have been landfill.
Hi, Barbara. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. She says she's new to our page.
Welcome.
She's from Southern California.
I hope you like it and you follow, like and follow, and see some of the things. We always try to do very different things on here. You never know what to expect. We live in a 1789 farmhouse, and we're slowly pulling the rooms together and coming live from different places in the house or in the yard or in the barn. So anyway,
Kelly says, I still love hand stitching.
Yeah, so do I. And when I give you the tour up here, you'll see a lot of the different evolution of crafts in my life, 65 plus years of crafts. So anyway, I went to this, to South Street, and there was a store on the corner, and they had old jeans, just full of old jeans, every style, every size.
Thank you, Barbara.
Back then, the bell-bottoms were popular, the low-rise bell-bottoms. So anyway, I just went into the store to look around. I was by myself, and there were some young guys in there, and I just started talking to them. Now, you understand I studied fashion design, so I tried to look
Darla says,
a little different, I guess.
true. It's such a lovely color red. Cindy says, I hand stitch my bindings on my quilts.
Wow, that's a lot of work. So anyway, I started talking to these guys. They were young guys, maybe a couple years older than I was at the time. So say I was like 22 and they were like between 25 and 30. They seemed so much older and more sophisticated. So the one guy owned the jean shop, and it was a really big shop, and I was really impressed with that. But he also, I don't know whether he owned or managed the Theater of the Living Arts at the time. So anyway, after talking and telling him, oh yeah, I studied fashion design and I've upcycled jeans, I ended up making a lot of stuff for him. They gave me big duffel bags of jeans, and I came on public transportation because in the city that's normally how, you know, you would get around back then. And I had to use 2 forms of transportation to get home, and I had big duffel bags full of jeans. Well, one guy was kind enough. They took me back to somebody's apartment or house or something, and we ate, and then they drove me home with these bags. Well, I ended up, I made bikinis, I made skirts, I made all kinds of stuff out of the jeans, and they had some big event with them, and I'm not exactly sure in the details, so I won't. I told John what it was. It was something on
It's
TV.
8:30.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how to say this person's name.
Oh. Spell it.
Gisele.
Oh, Giselle.
Giselle.
Hi, Giselle.
Hi, Giselle. Good to see you.
I
She says, I love hand stitching the bindings on my quilts. It's almost my favorite part. Candy says, I really love that you are showing us different nooks and crannies of your lovely treasured home, plus all your super special cool things.
Yeah, you'll either love this room or you'll think, yep, that woman's a little off. But I've collected things, I told you, since I was a young girl. My parents would go to auctions and I would have like 25 cents and be bidding on things. So anyway, for a while, and then I ended up meeting somebody and in a whirlwind romance, marrying them and no longer doing the design work for that shop. But it was really fun at the time. And so I'm thinking maybe I'll make something out of jeans and show you some ideas with that. But it's fun to upcycle. And now that I cut that...
Oh, Giselle's a crafter.
Yeah, she's a crafter, and she made... And I asked her where she got the frame for her project. It was really pretty, and the paint was really pretty.
Oh, okay.
I try to watch everybody. I do watch everybody, but not always start to finish. And like I said, normally I'm working on something, and I want to get this. I'm going to keep stitching because I'm already halfway around this heart with the blanket stitch. But the wool is just so nice. What else could I do with it, guys? What would you do if you had it? What could you make out of it? I had something, and I don't remember how I did it, and I came across, you'll see all these projects as I'm digging around what I'm finding. I forgot even that I had, and I've only been like halfway through my stuff up here.
Well, guess who's on?
Who's on?
Deborah.
Ah, hi, Deborah.
Good to see you. She says she's a huge collector.
Are
She
you?
loves your house and story and crafts. And love you so much. Thank you all forever. Thank you, Deborah.
People are talking about teachers today.
Tammy Ladybug's Gnome says, I've not seen all crafts today, but I love all that she's seen. Carol says, I need some good ideas for old jeans. Hi, Sandy. Good to see you. She loves your sweater.
Oh, thank you. But I taught for a long time, and I ended up having cancer and going through treatment and all that. And
Carla says she would make roses.
oh, now how would you make roses? In strips?
Giselle says, my frame came from Decoupage Central.
Oh.
It's made by IOD. My paint was turquoise from the Folk Art Treasure Gold Collection.
The paint was beautiful.
Hi, Loretta. Good to see you.
Hi, Loretta.
Candy says, I'd make peppermint candies and candy canes, especially if you find some lovely cream or off-white wool to match.
And I do someplace because, oh, I know what I used. I made candy canes before, and I think I used that Soft and Natural. Remember I made a bunch of them? We haven't come to them yet. Maybe they're in the Christmas stuff. But anyway, going back to teaching, you spend more time with the kids at school than you do with your own family normally. You're there.
Hi, Linda W. Good to see you.
You're there every day and spend time with them. You see them first thing in the morning. And I've had kids come in and I've said to them,
Ladybug Tammy says it would make a great beach bag or everything bag. Carla says roses in different size petals.
so you would cut each petal and then put it together. My tremors are so bad, it's so annoying. But I remember kids coming to school and I'm like, come here for a minute, and I'd look at them up close and I'm like, what's going on? Like, you have a rash or you have this or you have that, you know, what's going on? And they say, I don't know. And I'm like, send them to the nurse. Or I'd say, when you go home today, you stand in front of your mother and have her really take a good look at you and see if that looks right. Because parents are in such a hurry, like get them off to school and get to work, and it's such a rush all the time.
Carla says yes for the different petals.
Oh, okay. But,
Candy says, lovely flag with it, the warm and natural with some blue, too.
That would be neat.
Carol Ruth says it would make a lovely Bible cover.
Oh, it would. But anyway, you get really attached to the kids. They're just, and some kids I had 5 years. I would walk down the hallway at one point in the high school and I would have taught almost every single kid there, because I would have had them as 8th grade for part of my teaching career. But some kids are just very dear to your heart, and Debbie was one, and I'm so honored when she comes on to watch me. But she has to be one of the sweetest people, and I still think of her as a little girl. You know, I knew her when she was a young girl, and she's still a young girl to me. But I'm so honored when she comes on. But I loved so many of the kids, you know, and they were so important. And I always participated in the graduation, and I cried when the kids graduated, because I knew that part of me wouldn't be there anymore. And I ended up having to retire because I thought I would teach a lot longer, but from all my health issues and all, I was collapsing at work and having a lot of issues, and my team of oncologists and all thought that I needed to stop working, that it was too much being on my feet all day and all. But I still, it's been, what, about 18 years, and I still miss the kids every day, and I miss the activity.
Darla says you could make a heart ring holder for a wedding to tie the rings to.
Oh, that would be cute.
Deborah says, I love you so much and I thank you, and it's with much dignity.
Well, thank you.
You say, back at you.
Yeah, back at you. So anyway, I'm doing the blanket stitch. So if I knew how to crochet, I could go back And I could pick that up with my crochet hook, which I've done. I'm not a crocheter. I don't know how to read the directions, but somebody said fake it till you make it. Well, you can crochet on there, just fake it. And you can make that into lace, which maybe I would think about doing. But you just crochet right on, and that's like the little thing that you catch on to. So anyway, I have
Irene,
it.
good to see you. She wants to know what you taught.
I taught food and nutrition. Previously, I only taught 1 year before I had my daughter. I went to school later to be a teacher, and I taught 1 year, and I taught clothing construction.
Carla says, make a cardinal.
Yeah, there's so many things.
Getting hearts.
Thanks for the hearts, guys. Yeah, the wool, you can't believe how nice the wool is. It's kind of like felt that you would buy, but...
Barbara says, I totally love the heart and your stitch work.
Oh, thanks. But I know when
More hearts.
when I was young, craft supplies were hard to come by, expensive, you know. And when you go to buy things, when I see how expensive sometimes it is for the stuff, I'm trying to show you things that you could use that you're not spending a lot of money and you're having fun and you're being creative. And even in my food, that's kind of how I cook also. So I'm just
Candy
using...
says she's crocheting on a towel edge as she watches you.
Who is Candy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun, Candy.
Linda G says, real wool felt is wonderful.
Yeah, it is wonderful. It would make
Still
awesome
hearts.
Christmas stockings. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Old-fashioned Christmas stockings. I mean, if you felt this fabric, if you felt the fabric, if you felt this felt. So I'm not going to sew it closed yet. I put some stuffing in here. You can always get stuffing out of a pillow and things like that, too. Somebody told me a few years ago, oh, they don't ever buy polyfill. They get the cheap pillows at Walmart and pull the stuffing out of them and use them.
Carla says she can think of so many things. Mushrooms.
Yeah, it would make cute mushrooms. So,
Still
next, thanks for the hearts, guys. I'm so busy on my project. I don't have time to talk about anything other than my project. But anyway, going back to that. So I've done a million things. I told you I've taken a million classes. Somebody today was talking about their dog, and I'm like, oh, I took a class.
Still getting hearts.
Thanks for the hearts. In hypnosis and one in acupuncture. My school had a big vet department, and I took some classes there in the summertime that were so interesting. And it's using hypnosis as an alternative to anesthesia. That was really cool. And then acupuncture was really interesting. And when I was sick, I actually went for acupuncture. And I had that done. And a friend of mine told me that's what he did. He was an alcoholic and smoked, and he said he decided one day to quit, and he went and had some sort of acupuncture treatment, and his story just sounded so crazy.
Linda G says, yes, you go to the thrift and you buy a boil wool jacket. It makes a great flower and hearts. And Darla says, by thrifting, you can buy higher quality material at the bargain basement price, plus your recycling. Winner, winner.
Chicken dinner. And these were the pin cushions I made the other day in the little felted heart, and I cut out. And I did put my needles in there, but now I took the needles out. So where there was another needle in there, that was my little needle case. So let me find a regular needle here, John. Oh, here's one. Is that one? Yep. And need some thread. But But I miss the kids, and I miss all the excitement and the activity, and it was really fun. I always wanted, all my friends wanted some sort of a career and all that, and I always just wanted to be married and have a pile of kids and live on a farm. So teaching was similar to having a pile of kids. Why did I cut it so short, John?
I don't know, Mary.
I'm not going to have enough to go around, I don't think. Normally I use one of these lids that's from the icing container.
Judy says me too.
What, just married and have a bunch of kids?
Yep.
Yeah, everybody had these big goals and I did not. And when I was in college, my roommate and I, we would hike out in the country and make jam and make cakes and take them to people's houses. And we picked a lot of fruit from the, my school was an Aggie school, so they had all kinds of farms and stuff, and we went out and picked fruit, and I made grape jelly and all kinds of apple cakes and apple pies, and in high school I lived in a upper middle class community, and people in my class ended up becoming like a judge and a doctor and attorney and all kinds of things. And here I was in 4-H sewing and doing all this stuff like the farm kids did.
Allegra says she just started with a new acupuncturist this week. Her former practitioner, who she had gone to for years, moved to North Carolina.
Oh, geez.
Linda G says, all good choices. Judy says, mine sure failed. I think the picket fence burned.
Oh, geez. So,
45.
oh, geez. I'm going to get this project finished, John.
More hearts are coming.
Yeah, I had other projects, too, here I was going to do. I told you we ordered some things that I never overindulged and had the right equipment, but this wasn't expensive, and so we spent like $20, and I got some cool things from Amazon, so I'm anxious to show you them. But I'm going to get this soon. It's just my tremors are slowing me down. But I used to, I had kids that had a lot of health problems, so I was really limited for years, and so I did a lot of sewing out of the house.
Jesus, are you making a yo-yo?
Yep, I'm making a yo-yo. I'm just gathering it around here.
Candy says there were only 2 of us that wanted to stay in our area and have a family. Interestingly, later most others came back to this area wanting a family.
Oh, that's funny.
Home is where the heart is.
Yep. I just didn't think I was smart enough for other things, nor was I interested. Everybody in my family was brilliant, and I felt I couldn't live up to that.
Oh, wow.
What?
Lorraine says her husband passed a year ago after 63 years in October, and she's making a quilt out of his shirts.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, sorry about that, Lorraine, but what a great way to honor him, right?
When my dad passed, my mom wanted me to get rid of his clothing, and I asked her, didn't she want to keep a few things? No, she did not. She wanted everything to go. And so somehow, on the way to the donation center, a couple of my dad's sweaters ended up in my possession. And I wore them, and I remember you would smell like the wool sweater would have them. And I was like, oh man, that smells like my dad. I just really, really enjoyed that. So,
Sweeney says, oh my God, goodness, thought you were limited for ears, LOL. Deborah says, no way, you're awesome, no matter what, and what a beautiful tribute.
so now I made a yo-yo, and this looks really, I love all these things. They look like things your grandmother would make. And then if you remember, I made these heart-shaped buttons, and I finished painting them, and John sprayed them with, what did you use, John?
Just a flat mat spray.
Flat mat spray. And I'm going to put that on here. So this could then...
Krista says she has a ball her late grandma made out of yo-yos, and she has a newspaper article about her making them.
Oh, isn't that cool?
Judy says, I have a huge degree in life. One. Lots won't get.
Yeah. That's like me, Judy. So I'm going to just poke.
Linda G says, I'm sorry you felt that way about yourself. Marilyn, you seem like a highly intelligent woman.
That
She is.
But I know weird stuff, not like conventional.
Barbara says, I love the fabric. And Carol Ruth says, that's beautiful. Candy says, like my awesome bib overall apron from my sister-in-law. I
Yeah,
love it
that
so
was
much.
really cool.
She said, I feel my dad when I put it on. That's cool. Very cool.
I think all that stuff's going to come back. All the old Afghans and all the cool old things. I think all that's going to come back.
Giselle says, don't underestimate yourself, Marilyn. You are brilliant in your own way. Some of the greatest doctors, lawyers, and philosophers could not do what you do.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. She never ceases to amaze me. Thank you all. Well, 10 minutes.
Oh, man, John. It's my darn tremors.
Judy says, that's okay, Marilyn. We are great in our own way.
Yeah. Well, Judy, you're so talented with your sewing. You amaze me. Years ago, when I was single and dating, I dated a psychiatrist that worked for the state, and he evaluated whether people got out of prison. And it was the reason why I stopped dating him was it was a little scary because he couldn't carry any ID with him, and he had to go into the prisons all the time and all and evaluate these people. And they all knew people on the outside, so there was just a lot of things, and I found that a little frightening. But one of the things he told me at the time, we were just talking about stuff, and it was very interesting, but he said to me, I told him, oh, I'm a really sound sleeper, and I have a hard time getting up for work in the morning. That when I was young, I had a hard time getting up. So I just tied some little bit of lace I had in the 2 buttonholes. So I'll save all these little pieces that are
See
left.
you in a little bit, Carol Ruth.
And then I'm going to put that on there and that on there. And
Allegra says, Marilyn, you mentioned making bikinis out of denim. My mom made one out of yo-yos.
Oh, wow. Now that's the crazy one.
Carol Ruth says, I think those who notice what others don't are to be highly valued. They possess unique vision. Deborah says, I'm still shocked that being a songwriter was a talent that I had.
You are so talented, Deborah. And her biggest talent is her kindness. She has to be one of the most kind people you would ever meet. Oh boy. Oh. But anyway, the psychiatrist told me that because I was such a sound sleeper, that was a problem, that I was using an alarm clock to wake myself up out of a sound sleep. And he said, someday you'll regret that. You'll have very bad nerve damage from it. And he said you should have, guess you could buy it someplace, a light that comes on real slowly, like the alarm sets it off, but instead of like, it real slowly makes the light come on, so you're waking up like naturally how you would if you were a cave person. I would never wake up like that.
Candy says, it is starting. I see some of the influencers buying Afghans, embroidered linens, etc. I too think it's going to swing back to love of the past.
Yeah, I'm hoping, Candy. And it's a shame because so many things are getting destroyed or lost or whatever. And so many of the young people right now aren't interested in either learning or acquiring things like that. So I'm just going to sew this right on. Whoop. Right on top of the yo-yo. Whoop. Make it the right direction. But anyway, that's what he told me I would have these tremors. So that's what I'm thinking. I've been tested and all that, and years ago for it. And it just is a progressive thing. And some days it's worse than others.
Giselle says, I agree, Marilyn, that the hand arts are becoming a thing of the past. Thank you, Krista. It's the 5 minutes left mark, Mara. So, hey, everybody, you're in the Stand Tall crafting group, watching all the crafters. Remember, it's a free group, so please join, support everybody. If you couldn't catch the other crafters, catch them on their replays. They'll appreciate it. And we appreciate you being along with us today. And if you're not following us or the group, please do. And don't go away, because right after us is Carol Ruth's Creation
The awesome
Station.
Carol. The awesome Carol Ruth. At what's it called? Creation Station.
Yep.
The awesome Carol Ruth at the Creative Station. I hope that sounded enthusiastic.
She didn't hear you, though. She had to go.
Yeah, I know, but she'll catch it on replay. And when you guys go over there, make sure you tell them that I did pretty enthusiastic about her thing. But here, I'll finish sewing on the
So thanks again,
the
everybody.
button.
But don't go away. Marilyn
and
has
I'll
4
finish-
minutes.
I'll finish the buttonhole thing, and I don't know. This could be hung on a tree. I've seen where people take those just like a naked branch, and it looks really neat, and you have things hang from there, so you don't have any distraction of the items. You just have that. And so I made quite a few hearts, and I still have all these. I have 11 more.
Candy says, don't you just hate it when someone like that was right? I forget what you were talking
Oh, about the tremors. That's very unnerving.
Linda G says, the journalers are using old linens, laces, etc. for being beautiful journals, keeping the memories of those before us alive. Thanks, Nelda. Judy says, my lung doctor says, don't dwell on my illness and enjoy each day. Krista says, I just love you too. No, you should just love Marilyn. Darla says, I love
Wait,
that.
you might love John less. Just a quick John story. He appears to be perfect, but every once in a while, something's not perfect. All that work to get that one tavern all cleaned up, what did we spend, a month working in there? But that was getting junk out. But also, every single thing when I clean gets washed. That took us like at least a month, probably more. When John was working on this piece of furniture, I heard power sander go, and didn't think twice about it. It's in the basement, but, you know, I thought he was like at the far end. I go down, he's in the tavern, sanding away. Everything is covered with dust. So, sometimes he's not as perfect, and neither am I. Right, John?
Hey, Mary. I'll clean it up.
I said...
Krista says she's going to send you a picture of my grandma's yo-yo ball.
Oh, I would love to see it.
And Krista says, I should. John eats all my desserts.
Yeah.
Lena says, that turned out beautiful. 2
Yeah,
minutes.
I just thought it was fun. And I still need more ideas. I still have 11
Krista
more.
says, beautiful.
11 more buttons. But I had made those other hearts, you remember, and I showed them already a couple times. But hopefully I'll get this table cleaned off, and I'm going to set it up for Valentine's with all the cute things that I made.
Yes, indeed.
So I have
Candy.
these hearts, and then I thought this one matches
Beautiful.
once it gets finished. I've got one of my hairs here. One of my golden locks matches
Carla says she loves it.
up in there. So I still have more to make with that, but I have some other ideas, and I have piles of projects going, and I'm really excited about giving you quite a few tours of this
Okay,
room.
hearts.
Where thanks for all the hearts, guys. Quite a few tours of things that I've made in the past and things I've collected and projects and all. I think you would enjoy them. A lot of the things are blasts from the past, or maybe a craft that you're not even familiar with.
Hi, Rose Haas Crafts. Who's that?
Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
So, well,
Giselle says, so pretty. She loves them.
thanks. So I thought
Ladybug
this one...
Gnomes from Tammy says, send your hearts.
Oh, thank you. So, I think I'm on... When am I on again, John? Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday. I think.
Sunday, yeah.
9 o'clock.
So I have some fun ideas for Sunday, and I may come on before just for a little snippet, something small. Just show you one part of the room, one little thing. So
Okay.
thanks so much, and
9
I'd love
o'clock.
for you to follow us.
Stay tuned for
Thank you, guys.
Carol
And
Ruth.
Carol Ruth.
Good night.
Bye, guys.